welcome to another live stream, even though for most of you guys watching it's going to be a replay. And in this video we are having a look at the X-Maxx. It's completely lost rear wheel drive, it's only front wheel drive now. And I've got to take it apart and have a look to see what is going on with it. And hopefully you guys can give me a few comments. We got the old comments up here on the iPad. Not you guys actually asked what the iPad's there for. When it says when I do my live videos, we can see all the comments. And there they are, look. Here's all the comments coming in. Right. So let's set you down here on the old tripod. And we'll get wrenching. But while we get set up, let me know what you guys have been up to in the comments down below. Been bashing, working. What have you been up to? Right, let's have a look at this thing. Let's get the old lid off. So, oh, actually, before we start wrenching on it, I want to show you what's going on. So this one here, it's got a big hobby wing motor in it. We've got a Max 5 ESC. This is the 1100 kV motor. We've got the M2C motor mount in there. We've got the M2C extended hexes. I've got Trill aluminium front hub carriers on there. What else we got going on? Oh, we got the M2C hinge pin braces, the retained ones. They've got a nut on the end of it. It pins it together. It makes them a lot stronger. Right, okay, so you take the wheels off first. These are wrecked anyway. It's got so much power. Just blew these wheels off, tyres off. So we're going to get those off first. We've also got a split in the front bulkhead, so we've got to change that. I'm already guessing that it's a diff god inside. So what do you guys reckon? Let me know in the comments what you reckon has gone wrong with that X-Maxx. Because look, there is no rear wheel drive at all. Zero. Nothing. It's not even making a grinding noise. It's just nothing. Zilch. Alright, let's get the glovage on and start wrenching. Get this on there. Someone says diff. Yes, I reckon diff, but it's not making a clicking noise though. Normally when it's diff, it does grind a bit, doesn't it? Sometimes comments say, why do you wear gloves? I mean, why do you think? Is it not obvious why you wear gloves? Right, let's get the wheels off to make it easy to work on. So in here, look, we've got the M2C extended hexes. So if you run the Outcast 8S wheels, these are actually better for high speed. I think I've got water in there, that's why they blew out. But they are actually, they do hold the RPMs better than the Traxxas ones. But they're less offset. So if you put them onto an X-Maxx, it's going to be really narrow like that. So the M2C extended hexes, put it back to what the width would be. Or of course you could run them with standard X-Maxx tyres. And then you're going to, or wheels, and then you're going to have wider offset. Hey, Craig in the house. How you doing, Craig? Craigie boy. And Bobby Blair in the house. Got no gas, that's why it won't drive. Ha ha ha. Right, so this gets some new tyres. I haven't got any more of these tyres. I'll have to order some up in a minute. Dan Bearded RC in the house. How you doing, dude? Dan's the moderator, so if anyone's misbehaving, he will deal with you. Right, so these tyres are good. We've got two good ones. Craig Stone is also a mod. He can also deal with people misbehaving. But so far, everybody is behaving. Hey, you got Steam Train Tony in the house. How are you doing? Get that off of there. Should we give Steam Train Tony a spanner? Where is he? There he is. Let's give him a spanner. There you go. I know a lot of people want spanners, but I only really give spanners out to people that I actually know. Right. Let's have a look at the rear diff first, I suppose. Get that out of the way, and then we'll do the front bulkhead. So bumper off first, so we can get in there a bit easier. Right, so yeah, should be able to get in there now. Get this off of there as well. Oh, someone says drive shaft pin. No, I mean it's turning. I'm turning this, look, and it's turning all the diff cups, but nothing's happening inside. Kind of sucks a little bit. Oh, we've got broken bumper as well, but that's an easy fix. We can do that now quickly. Right, so that off. That off. And new one on. Strip centre drive shaft. No, I mean that would take away the front wheel drive if it was that. So I don't think it could be that. I don't believe it could be. Could be broken gear inside. Yeah, I mean normally when I've lost drive in the X-Maxx, it's been this. Well, it doesn't. It's almost like a pin's broken, but I don't think they've got a pin inside the X-Maxx. Flux capacitor says Right, so we got the bumper ridge good again. People always say, how do you know where the screws go when you put something back together? Well, what I normally do is I put all the screws with the part that came off, not necessarily back in it, but just with it. So if I put that there, I know everything I need to mount that is there. Righty-o. So now we can take this cover off and have a look what's going on inside the diff. Get that in on there. Kev, you like the lossy? Yes, I like losses. Diff cover off. See what's going on in there. Right, get extension in there. Kev, when are you sending XO1 to the moon? Oh, I don't know, Trevor. I mean, it will happen. It will happen at some point. I want to hit maximum speed somewhere. And the little local speed run thing we do, we can maybe get to about 60, 70 mile an hour on there. Dan says smash the like. There you go, smash the like, people. Out you come. Out you come. Right, that's all right. Let's have a look what's going on in there. Oh yeah, I think it's the ring. Oh, and we got broken diff cup or cover. So we've got to replace that. But look inside of that. Look, can you see all that? Steam train Tony said he can't beat the homemade RCs. Oh yes, we have some footage of that as well. Alright, so yeah, I think you can say that's seen better days. So we're gonna and is that bearing? I think this bearing is completely seized up as well. The trouble is when you jet wash your RC cars, you can ruin all your bearings, but it's the quickest way to clean them. What a mess in there. Oh, I'll have to show you the mess. Right. 20 likes, 300 people. Come on, smash the like, says Craig. They might not like it. They might think my live streams suck, maybe. Look at all that mess in there, look. But yeah, smash the like if you like the live-os, guys. If you don't, smash the unlike. Don't know what happened there. Alright. Alright, let's get cleaning in there, I guess. So let's get this out. So the thing's actually gone that I thought was going to go. So, oh my God. Look at the state of that. When to be fair, it was clicking to start with and I carried on going and then it stopped clicking. Right, so we've got to clean out all that. Oh God, that is a mess in there. So we're going to clean all that out of there first, and then repair the diff. Should we get you down there so you can see what's going on? Alright. Start off with by picking out as much of it as we can with a screwdriver. Oh my God, it's just water in there. Oh, look at the state of that. Look at that. That is just shocking. That is shocking. I'll tell you what, it smells funny as well. It's definitely got a funny aroma to it. Look at the state of that. Oh look, there's teeth in there, look. Bits of metal, bits of everything in there. It smells weird. Really got a funny smell to it. But the thing is though, often someone's got a funny noise in their RC car and they say, Kev, what's that noise? And sometimes you just can't tell. You can take it all apart. You know, saying the differential starts clicking a little bit. There's no telling sometimes. It could be any gear in the whole transmission. You don't know which one it is. And when you take it apart, if it's only clicked a couple of times and you haven't really worn it fully out yet, it can be almost impossible to tell what's causing the problem. But if you just keep going and going and going like this, and then you take it apart, see, I know now for sure that it's the diff that was causing it. So that's what I'll do now. When something makes an awful noise, whatever's broken's already broken. I'll just keep going now and let it have it. Let it finish it off. We got Zid from Singapore. Hello. Someone says needs proper marine grease. Yes. Mr. Wolf says it wants a monster truck update. Yeah, I can show you the monster truck in a minute. It's actually finished. I did put a little update on this channel actually. And there should be a video coming up. I've still got to finish editing it. I've got to go to Tony's and get the body, pick that up. So then I can finish that video up. So, I don't know, next few days that video should hopefully be done, maybe? Possibly? I'm getting as much mess out of here as what I can with this, and then we'll start getting some brake cleaner and stuff in there. And then we've got to strip the whole front end down and, well, not the whole front end, but we just got to change the upper half of the front bulkhead. Because that's got a crack in it. And you could just leave it, but then you're going to start causing damage to other things. And what Stempy does with his RC is, he just leaves it and he'll just put hot glue on there and zip ties and whatever else he can to get it going, which is fine. You know, get you out of it and get you bashing again. But if you fix it when you get back to the shop later on, but Stemp just leaves it. So in the end, you end up with an RC car, it's just completely trash. Like every part of it's just done in. And then it becomes a point where it's just, you've got a heap there that's unreliable, doesn't work properly. And then it just ends up in a bin bag in the corner, never to be used again. So people do give me a rough time sometimes, saying how much I abuse my RCs. Well, I do look after them afterwards. I mean, if you know, anyone that looks at all my RCs, they're normally in pretty good condition. But, well, you know, at the start of the bash session, and when I bring them back here and put them back on the shelf, it's like, you know, they're all in pretty perfect condition, really. I mean, you know, perfect used condition. You know, they're not shelf queens. They're not Concours show winners, but they're all in good usable condition. Are X-Maxx parts cheaper than Outcast? Yes, a lot cheaper. If you're talking about the 8S Outcast, I'd say a lot cheaper and a lot more durable. I don't get much luck with my one. It just keeps breaking all the time. Every time I take out one of my 8S armour rigs, they just don't last. It's forever doing bulkheads in, smashing arms. It's just, and all the parts are so expensive. But then you get other people that say they don't get any luck with the X-Maxx, and they say that that the 8S armours are a lot stronger. So, you know, everyone's got different driving styles and different driving styles and might give a different experience, I suppose. But to me, X-Maxx is still the king. After all those years it's been out, I don't think there's a tougher RC car out there for the size. You know, a little MT10, I mean, that's on another level, that is, but it's small and light. Use WD-40 to clean that out. Yeah, you could. Could use WD-40. I've got loads of brake cleaner, so I find I get a good result with brake cleaner. People sometimes tell me off and say, oh, you're going to ruin your plastic with brake cleaner. I don't know, I've never had a problem doing it, really. I mean, brake cleaner's made to not be, at least the stuff that I use, is made to not be too nasty on stuff. Steam Train Tony says cotton buds. Yeah, cotton buds would work in there, actually. I've got some, but I don't know where they are. I'm not going to bore the viewers looking for them. Use petrol to clean it. Oh, yeah, but that's stinky. Mike Stallone says, clean enough. How you doing, Mike? Yes, Jono proves how tough the X-Maxx is, says Craig. He's just, when Jono comes out with us, he's just full on abuse all day long. To the moon, crash land. To the moon, crash land. Like, non-stop. And it just keeps bouncing off and taking it, and his X-Maxx is fully stock. So I still reckon that a stockish X-Maxx is the ultimate X-Maxx, I believe, for durability. You know, not for performance, but for durability. This one here, with all the M2C upgrades on there, I mean, it's definitely a lot more powerful with a bigger motor in there, a lot faster. You can jump it higher, you can bash it harder. But I still reckon when they're stock, they last longer. When you start adding loads of weight and loads of power and taking away flexibility, I don't know. I still, early days still. You know, I've not had this one that long yet. So I've had a stockish X-Maxx for like 6 years, and I still don't think there's much that can really touch it, really, durability wise. Elbow grease is the best cleaner, says Jax. Yes. Well, I'm just making sure we're getting out all, really, you know, the worst to have in there is the old teeth. If you've got all the old metal teeth in there, and they start mixing up with your new gears in there, it's going to completely trash it. We'll have a little walk around in a minute. I want to show you some of the other stuff that I've been up to over the past few days. I'll give you a little glimpse of the monster truck. Monster truck is finished. See, look, there's another tooth there, look. Lucky I was still prodding around in there, because otherwise that would have ruined my new gears. But luckily on the X-Maxx, new gears are cheap. I mean, the diff gears are made of monkey metal, but they're designed good, so they don't really go wrong that often. Pretty reliable. Whilst on the Armour AS rigs, the diff gears are stupidly expensive. And they still go as well. I mean, they're not any more reliable than the X-Maxx gears in my experience. They, you know, probably about the same. Difference is the X-Maxx ones are really cheap. Corey says, good morning. Good morning, dude. Claire Ann says, when will we see the speed car? Yes. I'm hopefully talking to some people at Santa Pod in the next few days and get something organised. Right, brake cleaner. I've got it in here. A lot of people tell me off for doing this, but it's my toy. It works fine for me. So, I mean, what some people say is that the brake fluid attacks the plastic and ruins the plastic. But I don't know. I can't see how. It evaporates so quickly. I can't see how. Maybe it does. I don't know, but I've never had a problem really. Wick says, X-Maxx diff gear is durable, you say, with exclamation marks. Well, in my experience, they've been perfect. I mean, I have killed X-Maxx diff gears, but not many in the grand scheme of things. I mean, if you're going to be doing jumps and landing with a power on, then you're going to kill any RC car gears. I mean, you know, you can't, you know, the the amount of power and energy that goes through a transmission when you do a jump and land with the power on, you're going to ruin anything. Same in the real monster truck. If you land on the brakes or you land on the power, you're going to wreck that. You're going to wreck all of it. So, you know, it's just in that scenario, it comes down to operator error, not manufacturer error. Because, you know, it's only mechanical at the end of the day. It's only metal. Everything's got its limitations. So if you're landing jumps with the power on, you're going to kill anything. Unless maybe something that's really underpowered and lightweight. Right, get some more brake cleaner in there so I can get told off a bit more. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm boring you guys doing all this. We're going to tear it apart a bit more in a minute. Should get a bit more interesting, hopefully. I just want to make sure we get every last little bit of metal out of there. Friend says Kev can't see my comments. Well, comments are coming through, but there's so many comments, I can't get them all. I mean, if you want the best chance of getting your comment answered, leave it as short as possible. Like RC Fantic says, the man speaks the truth. Nice and short. Ryan says diff cups, nice and short. Alex says good morning, nice and short. When the longer a message is, the more difficult it is for me to read it because it just goes by so quick. The comments disappear off the screen, so I'll try and focus on the comments that are like shorter and easier to answer. Has anyone ever ordered the new Cardinal RC? Don't know what that is, dude. Hint on monster truck name, and there's been lots of hints. I think most people have already guessed what it is. Alex in the house, how you doing? You fixing the ankle spanker? Yes. Right. So now let's shift our focus away from this and onto the actual differential. What are you guys thinking of the new and improved blue gloves? Because I used to use black gloves. The trouble is with the black gloves, it hides stuff more when you're holding screws and you're holding components. It sort of hides it more and you can't see it as well. But now with the blue gloves, it stands out a lot more, the contrast. So hopefully that's going to be good. And you still get people say, why do you wear gloves? You know, when people ask silly questions, I don't really bother answering it. I mean, it's pretty obvious why you wear gloves. I mean, why? I mean, I just would have thought it'd be obvious. Alright, so let's get the diff cup out first. I mean, some people believe that, oh no, that's stripped off. Oh, that is going to make our job a complete nightmare. That's bad. That's actually rounded off in there. Oh no, that is bad. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. Jason from Redfin Models, he told me to get these extractor things, and you literally put it in where the thread is, and then you unscrew it, and it's got a left-hand thread on the end of it. They come in different sizes, and Jason said he's always got stuff out with them, but I haven't yet. I haven't got anything out with them yet. See, so with that, if you unscrew, it should do up. So if we put a little ratchet on the end of it, if I can find where it is. Someone says try and hammer a screwdriver in there. Yeah, I mean, I think it's too far gone for that. I mean, we could give it a go. I want to give this a quick go first. See how that works. Because as you undo it, it's supposed to bite itself in. Can you see what's going on there? Can you see what's going on? Nah. No way. That's not coming out of there. No way. Oh, see, That is one little job that would have taken seconds, and now it's not. We're going to have to drill it out. I think it's the only solution we got to that. Let's clean some of this mess off of there first. Try the MIPs. I've only stripped one screw, says Hank. I've had bad luck with MIPs. I've found they don't fit nice. These are Banggood ones. And to me, these are one of the best fitting ones. But obviously, once you've rounded, you've rounded. There's not really much more you can do. You have to take that one out as well. That one feels might round as well. You can't even heat it up really, because it's in there. Alright, that one's out. That one's come out, luckily. Rubber band trick, says Tony. I mean, we give it a go. I think that works better on Phillips screws, but we'll give it a go. We'll get this one out of here first. It'll make it a bit easier to work on with this one out. Hammer a Torx into it, a couple of people said. Alright, we'll give that a go. I mean, drilling it out is going to be my last resort. We'll try a couple of little techniques, what you guys say. Alright, so we got this one off. That's what I really like about the X-Maxx, is when you break a diff cup, it's one screw in the middle and you get it out. That's if you can get the screw out. It normally doesn't seize in. Alright, that bearing is seized, so we'll have to unseize that at some point. So we get that out of there. Alright, let's get some more of this grease off of here just to make it a little bit nicer to work on. Then it's having grease hanging off of it all. Oh no, Seth says he lives in South Africa and he can't use Banggood. Oh, that's a shame. T15 Torx, says Scotty Aho. Okay, we'll try it in a minute, dude. I will give that a go. Normally, if you put heat on stuff, you can get it out. And, well, I think on this side we probably can. We can probably take the cover off and heat up the gear on the other side. But it's got all seals in there. I don't really want to ruin it all. So, I'm going to try what you guys are saying. We're going to try the Torx in a minute. The screw's been stamped. We'll try the Torx trick. We'll see if that works. And then if not, we'll drill it out. And then we can take it all apart inside, get a bit of heat on there and wind the rest of it out. Microwave it for 5 minutes. No. It's got metal on there. Let's get this a little bit clean. Just to make it nicer to work on. You know, if you've got grease hanging off or something, it's not nice to work on. If in doubt, give it a clap to Samba. Yes! Alright, got that cleaned up. Cool. Get rid of all that junk. Right. What bearings do you recommend for X-Maxx? Oh, I never put anything special in there. I normally, out of laziness, just put the stock Traxxas ones in there. Sometimes I go on AliExpress and I'll just buy the bearings in bulk, by size. I'm going to try all these methods. Right, so Steam Train Tony says elastic band. I don't think that's going to work, but we'll give it a go. I've seen it as a hack actually, and you normally do it on Phillips, it sometimes works, but you get that out of the way. You get your driver and you put it like that on an elastic band, and you wedge that in the hole. That's what she said. And someone says hammer it in, so we'll do that as well. Give it a bit of hammer action. So make sure it's in there. And then hold the cup with that and no way. Does that come out? No way. It's come out! What? Steam Train Tony has saved the day. I really did not think that was going to work. Well, next port of call would have been... Let's flip you around the other way so you get better audio. My next port of call would have been the Torx, but that did it. Wow. I did not think that was going to work. I'm blown away. Really did not think that was going to work. Amazing. Amazing. I mean, it's completely rounded off. I don't know if you can see it on the thing. But look at that. It's just a circle. It's gone. Right. So we have to throw that away. But before we throw it away, let's go over to the spare screw department and get a spare one. And what size is it? Oh, yeah. So what I like to do, I'll get all these screws from Bolt Base on eBay, and then I hot glue a screw onto the thing so you can actually see what it is and right underneath it what it is, because then when you run out, you know what to order. Do. Steam Train Tony, save today. Put it that way because you get better audio that way. Right. That diff cup out. This bearing is seized, so we have to unseize this or put a new one in. Pardon me. Best dual motor ESC. I don't think you can get one. Not that I know of anyway. Wheels down says always learning. Yes! The day you stop learning is the day you start dying. And if you look at people that are Mr. Know-It-Alls, they're normally the ones that know nothing actually. They get everything wrong. And you can't argue with them. They always think they're right. So you just agree with them and walk away. Easiest way to deal with them people. Come on, off you come. If I've got spares, we'll put a new one on. If not, then I'll show you how you can revitalise seized up bearings. Right, so that's off. Next, we can get the actual diff cover off. Can I see the E-Revo? Not this second. OBR engine thoughts. I think they've got loads of power, but I've never had one. What is your number one motto? When in doubt, give it a clout. Tony says if rubber band fails, use a thin bit of fabric. Yeah, that's probably one worth trying as well. I'm surprised that elastic band worked. I really did not think it was going to work. I was going to go straight for the drill. That's what I was going to do, but it would have made a lot more extra work. And listen to Dan. He said smash the bell and the like and all that stuff. X-Maxx or Savage, says Brett. I would say definitely X-Maxx. Savage was Bashing King for many years. Sod that. Let's get the Ugga on there. But X-Maxx came out and, you know, I'd say 6 years, 7 years later, there's still nothing out there really that can compete with the X-Maxx. In my opinion. You know, there's no, people do argue about what's the best RC. It's a bit of a pointless argument because you just buy what you think is the best for you. You only let the next guy buy what he thinks is the best for him. And then there's no argument. You're both happy. I mean, it's like a Jehovah's Witness. They try and force their belief onto others. I mean, I'm happy for anyone to have their belief. They can believe what they like. And I respect their belief. But what I don't respect is when people try and force it onto others. Right. So this piece we can leave. And this piece here we need to change. So we pop that out of there like that. This is the dead part. And a new part here. I should have really cleaned this a bit more really before I took that old gear off, but we can do it a little bit. Got to make sure we get all that metal off of there. Oh, Dan likes the X-Maxx. Where's X01? X01 is sitting on the shelf. It's on death row, the XA1. It's going to be sent to the moon at 100 miles an hour, flat out. People keep saying when. I'll have to do it soon. I said I'll do it when we get 1 million subs, and we've got that already. Fire team looks really nice. Yes, fire team does look nice. But I've modified mine to where I prefer it. When is the F450 coming back? Oh, I don't know. I mean, what else can I do with it? I mean, I've done a video doing a burnout. I mean, when... The thing is, when you're doing YouTube, you can't keep doing the same stuff over and over. And I know it's difficult. Sometimes we all do it a little bit sometimes. But you got to be a bit novel, come out with new things. If you keep doing the same stuff, the viewers will soon get bored and then go elsewhere. So, I mean, what am I going to do with it? So I'll get it out, and then now what? I mean, what can I do with it? Well, I haven't already. I'll have to think of a novel idea. Should we put some more diff oil in there? Right, guys, in the comments, what diff oil is supposed to go in there? Could you let me know, please? In the rear diff. Rear diff, what diff oil? If anybody knows, let me know. I've got all these Traxxas lubes here. Even though they're probably shock oils. Anybody know what we put into an X-Maxx rear diff? Claire's got a YouTube book of my ideas. Haha, wicked. Thickest you got? No, I've tried thick diff oil in an X-Maxx, and it doesn't respond well. It doesn't seem to. No, it's not the best. I mean, we've got 20,000. I'm only topping it up. 300,000. Let's put some 20,000 in there. 2 million, no, 10k. Ah, sorry, 20,000. Put a bit of that in there. Only needs a bit of top upage. That'll do. Not in it, am I, eh? Not in the damn thing. Update on 8 Steve's X-Maxx. Nothing at the minute. I mean, he's loving all the M2C stuff on there. Thoughts on TOX4? Love it. Absolutely love it. For a crawler. Even though I'm not in crawler mode at the moment. I was really getting obsessed with crawlers, but I'm not at the moment. 8 Steve's gone off to crawlers. Ian and Claire's gone off to crawlers. It's like our whole group has sort of gone off crawling. So... yeah, I probably won't... Well, I will still do a bit of crawling, but... it's more fun when you do it with friends, and all my buddies don't want to do crawling. So I've kind of gone off it a bit as well. I mean, I will do it again, but I'm waiting for everyone else to want to do it. Right. So next we've got to sort the bearings out. I mean, you can on an X-Maxx put the diff cup on first, and then you can get the bearing on after. But once you get a little bit of wear on there, it won't go over. So we've got to get the bearings on first. So, all right, let me have a look if I've got a spare bearings. Spare bearings, where are you? Nope, I haven't. I haven't got any spare ones, so I'm going to show you how you can revitalise your existing bearings. So first of all, what you want to do, it doesn't always work, but it does sometimes work. So hopefully it's going to help some of you guys out. I mean, it saves a bit of money, but for the price of bearings, it's not really worth doing. But if you haven't got them in stock, and you want to get your RC back together again, then it's a good way of doing it. How is the perfect pass servo? That is absolutely epic. Highly recommended. Crazy amounts of torque. Really fast as well. So I can't fault it. I've got it in this X-Maxx actually. Right, so this bearing completely seized. We've got a tiny bit of rockage left and right, but not much. This bearing, the same. Look, it moves about, it probably moves about 0.5 millimetre, not even that. So, number one, get a little knife in there and just pop out that seal, but make sure you don't force it, because otherwise the tip of the knife might break off, and you take an eye out. So you should probably really put safety protection on your eyeballs. But anyway, we get these off of there. You want to do it carefully so that you don't actually damage the seal. Right, that like that. Then get a little tub. Crazy says Kevin always ignores me. Ah, well, there's too many comments. I can't get everyone. Can't get everybody, dude. So then I'll get some brake cleaner. And you got to be careful what you use. I used panel wipe before and it made them all go rusty. So for me, brake cleaner works perfect. It doesn't make it go rusty and it all evaporates nice. Ramsey of RC. Please approve my Facebook eBay request. Still waiting, says RC Family. Oh, okay. I will get on that in a minute. After the stream, I'll get on that and accept some Facebook people. Hey, best X-Maxx gears. Well, diff-wise, stock. Look at all that coming out of there, look. Look at all that. So if you got time, you could probably leave that soaking like that overnight or something. Just to get it all out. That's a lot of stuff in there. Sam says, hi Kev, hello dude. Build RC ramps please. Well, trouble is when you build RC ramps, you got to keep them somewhere, and I haven't got any space to keep them at the minute. When I get my new property, and I'm still looking every day, then we will have mini ramps. At the moment, I've got nowhere to keep them. Right, so now that we've got most of the dirt out of there, if you get yourself a set of mole grips, or vice grips, whatever you call them, and then you want to hold it on that inner race. Clamp it on that inner race. Just like that. Really tight. It's probably worth putting eye protection on because these are hardened steel. If you start walloping them and doing stuff to them, they could explode in your face. Then I get myself another set. Well, first you could try and free it like that. And if that doesn't work, then you want to get yourself another set. And ideally you want some that are round, that fit roughly the same as the bearing, like this. And then, you don't want to do this one too tight, because you'll shatter the bearing if you do it too tight, depending on how thick it is. And these are relatively thin-walled bearings, so you don't want to do it too much. Who showed you all your tricks? Well, this one I actually made it up myself. Because I know it's seized up, but it actually, if you actually look at the bearing, it doesn't look too bad. And even if that was completely rusty in there, you could probably be able to unseize it. Right, so now you just want to rock it, and gently does it. It might take a while. These are not the best vice grips. They're not whipping it that well. Just gently does it, gently does it, gently does it, just little bit by little bit by little bit, and it's freed up a bit now. And then just blast it with a bit more bearing cleaner. Get any dirt out of there. That's freeing up now. So now we can get this mole grip off, and it turns. It's rough, but it turns. So now you've got it to that point where it turns. And I'll leave it on those mole grips. Just keep rolling it till it really frees up. See, look, it's getting freer. Look, see? I mean, it sounds a bit horrible, but it will be better. Stay with me. We're not done yet. On a real car, I wouldn't do this, but it's it's a toy. We're not in it. So a lot of people seem to forget that these are just toys. They get really serious and really, oh no, you can't do that. How dare you? How dare you do that to a wheel bearing? It's awful. It's a toy. All it is a toy. It's not real. You're not in it. You're not going to cause any harm or death or any discomfort to anyone else by bodging up an RC car. Right, look how free that is now. I mean, if you're really going to want to get funny, you could soak this in petrol for a few hours and really soak it, but we're not in it, so, you know, not too bothered. It looks sounding better and better and better. Let's do it with some fresh brake cleaner, so we don't get all that dirt into it. Oh, I keep dropping it back in there again. Right, and then once you've done that, still got some dirt in there. It's not bad. Then I'll leave it there just to dry for a minute and we can start work on the second one. And I'm pretty confident we're going to save it the same way. I mean, what you can do, you can start off seeing if you can force it. I mean, it might force. I mean, this one's not. So, back into the mould grips. Someone says WD-40 is a trick too. Yeah, you could use WD-40, you could use petrol. Use whatever really. If you want something that's not going to rust it. So, I use panel wipe, what they use for doing cars body work. And yeah, that made them all rusty. So that was a bad idea. Now look, freed it up now. It's sort of... What's the pump sprayer called? So this is from Worth, I think it is. Voice and Auto Care got it for me, my buddy. Alright, get a bit more in there. Will you do a proper drift build? What, you mean a real car? Not anytime soon, but maybe one day. Can we see the real monster truck bashing? Yes, at some point you will. Free Sun RC in the house, how you doing? Look at that, it's getting better and better and better. If you're on about a proper RC drift build, I'm not really into drifting, but yeah, I probably will do one at some point. They normally get pretty good views, so why not? Right, I think we're good with that. And then I've got some bearing oil, and you could put that into it, or 3-in-1 oil, or engine oil, or whatever. But what I actually like to do, I've got some marine grease, and because I jet wash my RCs, water does get in there, and if you've got marine grease in there, it's not going to matter too much if water gets in there as well. This is just marine grease. I put it into a syringe so that you can easily apply it. Mark V says I should do giveaways. No, I've done giveaways before and it ended up in a load of hassle. And you know, you see a lot of new channels, they start off with doing giveaways because they reckon it's going to give them a lot of subscribers and stuff, but it doesn't really. And you're only going to get subscribers that are going to end up not watching your videos. They're only subscribed for the giveaway. So if you've got subscribers that don't watch the videos, then the channel dies. So I've seen many channels start doing giveaways and then they die. And I've had people try to scam me, and you've got legal implications. You know, if you give something to someone and they hurt themselves on it, you know, they could sue you, couldn't they? And not worth it. Not worth the risk. And also, you're making your whole community listen to yourself waffle on about doing giveaways for only one person to actually win the giveaway. So you might get like 1 million people watch a video and they've all got to listen to you waffling on about this stupid giveaway and only one person gets it. I mean, it's not really a good way of giving value to 1 million people if only one person's going to benefit from it and 1 million other people have got to listen to all the nonsense of a giveaway. It's just, no. I know why people say it, but no. I'm talking from experience. I'm not saying other people shouldn't do it, but in my experience, it's just a no-no. It's just complete hassle, not worth it. Right, look, now listen to that bearing. That feels like brand new. That feels like a brand spanker. And the other thing we do in giveaways, you always get people say, oh, he's being dishonest with the giveaway, he's let his friend win it, or something like that. It's just hassle. It's just pure hassle, nothing else. Alright, let's grease this one up. Some of the experts are going to say, no, you're not supposed to put grease in a bearing. You're supposed to oil it. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm not in it, am I? It doesn't matter, does it? It's not a race car. We don't need maximum efficiency. We need reliability. That's what we're after when we're bashing. You want it to last as long as possible. I want to be able to jet wash my RC, not worry about the bearing seizing up. I don't want to have to rebuild bearings every 5 minutes. I want to put this in there and hopefully it's going to last me a couple of years now or whatever, depending how long you use your RC. Obviously, the more you use your RC, the less it's going to last. But because I've got a few of them, I'll mix them up a little bit. So some RC cars might only get used once a year or once every 2 years. Peter says, come to Switzerland. Why is that, dude? What is in Switzerland? There we go. Time-wise, it's probably not really worth doing so much. I mean, it can be. I mean, it's probably... What I have been doing, actually, is been replacing bearings with new bearings, but then keeping the old ones and doing them all in one go. So I'll pop all the shields off, chuck them all into a bath for this overnight, then free them all off, then grease them, do them all in one go, and just chuck them in a box. So then later on when you need them, they're already pre-done. Right, so actually I want to clean this a little bit more before we put it back together. Why does Mr. Wolf always say thoughts on tea? It's alright, but I prefer chicory. What kind of grease are you using, says Spencer? This is marine grease. Doesn't matter what brand. I got mine from eBay. Car Lube, I think my one is. But it doesn't really matter what brand. Any old grease will do. I just like marine grease because when it mixes with water, it doesn't sort of break down like other greases. Still a few metal filings on here. And I'm going to change my gloves because I can feel the brake cleaner going through it all over my fingers, absorbing in. Traxxas or RPM front hubs for X-Maxx? Definitely Traxxas. The RPM ones, they are too flexy and they fall apart. Can you make more Italian videos? I will do at some point. I mean, I've just done an Italian video, so there probably won't be any now for a while, but there will be. Jack said he saw Stempy at Santa Pod. Wait, did he go and say hello? Someone says, where's the Hoss? The Hoss is hanging on the wall. Where's my drink? I'm on the old water. I'm underwater. Blue Chicken says Lambo needs visit to Nürburg. Maybe. I don't want to smash it up though. Mr. Wolf wants to see the monster. Alright, yep, I did say I will show you guys the monster, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at the monster. Let my hands recover a bit from all the brake cleaner on there. because I think it's gone through the gloves. So there's the monster, all done, finished. Just needs the body on there, so I'm going to pick the body up in the next couple of days from Tony. We'll get him mounted on there. There's no graphics on it yet. I was hoping to get the graphics on it, but they're not on there yet, so it's just going to be plain red for now. And then the VK graphic guy is going to come to my shop and put the vinyl on a bit later on, hopefully next week or two, something like that, whenever he can get time to come down. So it's all done. Look, there's the engine. I've tidied up all my wiring. I made it all neat and tidy everywhere. All neat and tidy up there. Everything is nice and tidy. Interior's all done. So I've been working on the video. And once I get the body bolted on, then I'll get that video finished off and I'll publish it. The next video is going to be taking it out for its first drive. Oh God, I'm so excited. This has been my dream my whole life. And finally it's here. I'm touching my very own monster truck and it's finished. Look, there's the tyres, look. Alright, so that's that. That is that. New video's coming out on that soon. This I'm just about to rebuild. This is my Lossy 5T that Stempy destroyed. And I've got a whole box full of Taylor upgrades. I've got Taylor chassis, I've got Taylor bulkheads. I'll show you that in a sec. I've been working on a video for this actually, so that's going to be out in a few days. This is the 1/10, is it 1/10 or the small infraction, whatever scale it is. And we modified it and put onions on it, made a splitter, and it's pretty cool. We've also got the Hoonigan. This is gutlessly slow, but I'm going to make it fast. Here we've got a new Lossy that just turned up. So this is the DBXL petrol. There's some stuff there. This has just had 2 big motors put into it. I'm trying to make it go 100 mile an hour, and I've got to gear it up a little bit. So we're going to gear that up in a minute. Well, not now, but in the next few days. And I want to try and go 100 mile an hour with that off-road. And then I want to long jump it, see how far I can jump. Right, that's that. I don't know why this turned up. I've got another Capra 4-wheel steer turned up, and I've already got one. So either I ordered it by mistake, or they sent it by mistake, I don't know, but it's there. Right, Taylor upgrades. So we've got all these Taylor goodies in here for the Lossy 5T. Look at that, some nice aluminium chassis braces, steering plate, and this is a chassis kit. So in there we've got the front and rear chassis ends. I'm not going to unbox it yet because I'm going to unbox it in the video. We've got aluminium bulkheads, we've got aluminium shock towers, aluminium chassis. That is going to be a blingy 5T. And then we've got the nice Taylor engine in there. We've got the AGF servo. So that's going to be quite a beast. It's going to be, I'm going to keep it nice after this. So it's been to the moon, it's been abused. We're going to keep it nice. So Raminator, I've just fixed it, because this had the melted transmission. So I've been filming that yesterday actually. So we've got a new, I've completely rebuilt the whole differential. No, not differential, I did do that as well actually. The front diff was blown. So I've fixed that with prototype parts. It should be stronger. We've given it double shocks, look, all round. And the gearbox was out, completely rebuilt it. So this is ready to rip again. That one there, that's the electric, that's my first Raminator. And that one, I did an electric conversion on it. We got the fine design. I want to run it on 12S though. I mean, that's on 8S. It's all right. It's pretty good. But we can go better than that. We can make it 8S. 12S, sorry. So this one's going to get a Max 4 in there. And I want to see how the stock motor holds up. I think it's going to be fine. I've run it on 12S before because I put this into it. Wherever it's gone. I put one of them in there. The ZTW. But it died, it packed up. But it was fast while it lasted, so this should be reliable. Exo Cage actually has already done it to his one, so I'm a bit late to the party, but I'm going to do it to my one as well. This is all stuff for the speedrun car actually, guys. So I've got aluminium bulkheads, because Raz Schifrin told me to get them. I've got a wheel balancer, I've got a proper adapter for my tyre truer. My next speed build is getting this into it. So the big Max 4 motor combo thing. We've got the Perfect Pass carbon fibre drive shafts going in on that one. Perfect Pass servos. I've got a Perfect Pass launch control module thing. This is the radio we're going to use and give it a long range extension. We've got that going on. Oh, and this Lossy here. That's an unboxing, like a little UDR type thing. So we've got to unbox that soon. That's the body that came with my mini infection, but I preferred the green one. I think the green one looks nicer. Oh, we might do that in a minute actually. The Kronos, I repaired it and it needs a new chassis stiffener. I did order a metal one of these because the carbon fibre one just breaks too easy, but it hasn't come yet. So for now, I might put that on. I'll just cut one out of an old chassis. That's what Ian did. Got some wheels here, or tyres rather, for the SEX6. I'm running out of space in here, guys. It's getting a bit silly. I mean, I'm out of space in here. I need a bigger shop. I'm still looking. Oh, look, that is supposed to be a nice area, and it's just full of stuff. This is the Inferno MP10 30th anniversary that Mick Craddock is building for me. He's one of the best car show buggy builders and tuners and set-uppers in the world. He's built many cars that have won many European championships. And he's built mine. He's going to help me set it all up, and then he's going to take me racing. He's going to pit me and everything. And I want to see how well I can race with a car that's professionally built and professionally set up. So this is the engine that's going to go in there. So this thing here, we're going all out on it. I'm just doing best of everything. I'm doing the best car, best servos, best radio, best engine, best everything, best builder. Probably the worst driver. Right, so that's that. So we got this. This is a little 12, is it 12 or 14 scale? LC Racing, 12 scale. So I'm thinking of taking this racing Friday maybe, if I get a chance. I've got a lot on at the minute, so I might not get a chance. What else we got going on? Oh, that laminator there. I want to put a bigger engine in it, but not go too mad. The trouble is with the ATCC, loads of power, but with loads of power comes loads of carnage. So I want to have another one. The stock engine is a little bit lazy. So I want something that's got a little bit more pick up and go, but not completely insane. So I'm waiting for an engine to come that's a little bit more lively, but not crazy. So that's kind of like a project. We're waiting for stuff to happen. And they've come out with a Gravedigger Configure one. And you guys said in the comments, Kev, have you seen the Gravedigger? Yes, I have seen the Gravedigger, and I had to order it. I mean, I just had to. It looks too nice, and I've got no space. Nowhere to put it at the moment. Alright, let's carry on with this. We've done some waffling. Let's carry on with this lot here. Get some new glovage on. Anthony says, love your shop, it's like heaven. Oh, thanks, dude. I mean, it is kind of like my dream man cave, but it's a bit small now, so I need to get a bigger one. Can you play piano? I can do a couple of songs, I'm not that great. Where are you racing the MP10? At Hearts, I think. Are you sponsored by DeWalt? Nope, not sponsored by DeWalt. I like DeWalt and Milwaukee. I use both. Right, so this is clean now, and let's get it all back together again. So bearings on, diff cup on, and then we have a new bolt, and then I'm going to get a bit Loctite blue. This is pointed down so you can see what's going on actually. You don't want to see me, do you? You want to see what's going on. Do you need to glue RC tyres? Most you do, yes, otherwise they fall off. Right. That in there. Start the monster truck. No, dude. Monster truck is definitely not the sort of thing that you just keep starting up just for the fun of it. You literally just start it up when you have to move it, or when you do a show or something. You don't just start it just for the fun of it, because you've got to plug the block heater on. It's a bit of a paraphernalia getting it going. It doesn't really do them any good just starting it up for the hell of it. I mean, I'd love to. It sounds so awesome, but... and then you want to get all the alcohol back out the engine and flush it through on petrol. and I haven't got much fuel in there, and I've got to move it soon, so I've got to leave whatever little fuel I've got left in the tank so I can load it up. Start Lambo, no. It doesn't do these things any good just to start it. It really doesn't do them any good. You know, the most wear and tear you do to an engine really is when you first start it up. How long do your steering servos last? Well, it depends on the car really. And it depends how often you use the car and how you use it. So most servos last me for years, but it's because I've got so many cars and each one doesn't get used that often. You know, if I had just an X-Maxx, it would get used all the time. And then a servo would probably last me maybe a year, maybe, but sometimes maybe a week. It all depends. Right, let's clear the bench a bit. Clear a bit of this mess up, and then we can get the differential back in. Oh, we've got to put this back in as well, actually. So we'll do that in a minute. So we've got the diff done. That's knackered. Let's get rid of some of this. Well, I'll have a quick tidy up, and then we'll get back on it. Just trying to work around mess makes it difficult. So there's always better to work in a nice, tidy environment. So every now and then, it's best just to have a quick tidy up. You know, it can take you like 30 seconds, have a quick tidy up, and then it makes it so much easier to work on stuff. When you know where all your stuff is, everything's nice and tidy. Hey, you got Raz in the house. How you doing, dude? What have I missed? I've just got to diff out the X-Maxx really. You haven't missed too much yet. Right, that can all go. That can all go. Chuck all that away. Right, move the differential over out the way. Right, X-Maxx back in the spotlight. There we go. Right, so next we've got to put in the new pinion. Hey, Raz is watching Kev live, doing pretty well. Hey, nice one, dude. Put that in there like that. Donk. Then I'll get my marine grease. We'll just get some of that around on there. I always like putting my grease into these syringes because it makes it so easy to put grease on and not messy. That in there. And, oh actually, we need to put the shafts in first. That in there like that. And we need a new diff cover. So let's go upstairs. Let's go upstairs, up the staircase of doom. Oh, and this is in here is where I'll do my video editing, look. Even though my brother does most of my editing now. Here's a little bird's eye view of the monster. Look at that. And here is my X-Maxx parts department. And we need this. This is quite a common part to break on an X-Maxx, but they're really cheap. And you can put all these aluminium on there. But the trouble is, you put aluminium on stuff, it just adds weight and doesn't necessarily make it any better, really. So sometimes aluminium's good, but not always. I just bought the Monster springs. The Monster truck has got nitrogen shock, so there's not actually any springs there. Someone says start Lambo. No, it's not good. It's not good for these engines just to start them up for the hell of it. You know, you got to get them all warmed up, and it's just it doesn't do them any good when they're cold. You know, it's just not what you want to do to a high performance engine to start it up for no reason. cover on. Oh, actually, I need to get. And you're going to see some carnage here. And you got some carnage. We had it out on the weekend, and it done such a bad crash landing. It was awful. So that is going to be. Video's edited. I'm just going to make it live soonish. Not today. Right. I'd be more interested in starting up the Lamborghini. Oh, that won't start. Battery's flat. Do you have any of the DeWalt XRs? I don't actually know. Lambo, not a toy. Well, Lambo is a toy. I'd say definitely Lambo is a toy. What fuel does the monster truck use? It runs on methanol. Oof, that base looks really stiff. Not anymore. Oh my god, Kev, you really did number on that base, yes. Right, diff cover on. Drone Nut says great content. Thanks, dude. Hobby wing or Spectrum from 6S? Well, Spectrum pretty much is a hobby wing, really, but I think they've got different firmware on there, and it doesn't seem to respond as well. The hobby wing just feels a lot nicer. What year is Lamborghini? 2017. Do you know any other Lambo owners? Yeah, I know a few. What servo do you have on the eRevo? I think it's a EcoBoost, I think. Sam Bagugu says, you know what, there's an X-Maxx part shortage. Maybe, yeah. Well, the thing is, X-Maxx is my favourite RC. Well, you know, Raminator as well. They're both my favourite. Raminator for ultimate fun, but the X-Maxx for everyday usability. And the worst thing is when your favourite RC is broken and you can't get the part. What's your Lambo called? It's a Performante. Someone said, where is the Lambo? It is there. Haven't really used it much recently because the monster truck's been in the way. Right, that all in. And then these screws, I've actually put longer ones in, but I'm not sure if it's really a good idea because, well, it is a good idea. It stops them pulling out, but you have to then drill through your bulkhead, not bulkhead, diff cover. You got to drill through there so it can come through. Then when you take it apart, you got to remember that you did it, and I forgot. So that in there. Would you ever get a Taylor RC car? I don't think Taylor make a whole RC, do they? Yeah, so I'm a fan of putting in longer screws because they do rip out quite easily, especially in plastic. Where can I buy Legendary Red? Redfin Models has it. Core RC Fire Red, I think it's called. Ronnie says he liked the welding thing with the strip screw. Yeah, that works a treat. How long will the stream last? I have all day. Not too much longer. I mean, we're probably halfway through, probably. We've got to strip the front end down and change the upper bulkhead. Do you not have an RC Lambo? I don't actually. Let's go Brandon. Biden actually agrees with that statement. Right, let's throw that away, throw that away, throw that away. I'm just chucking stuff away as we go along to keep my workbench nice and tidy. Alright, let's have a look at the front upper bulkhead. Newton says, hi Kev, big fan of your channel. Thanks dude, appreciate it. RC is watching from Poland. Hello dude. Right, upper bulkhead, we've got to get in there. So I think we have to get the shock towers off first. So shock's off, and also we've got some damage here on the shock tower anyway. So it's good to take that apart and have a look at it. So bumper thing off of there. Yeah, less waffle, more wrenching. Yes. Do you pay your brother? Yes, I do pay my brother because he edits most of my videos now. He's quit his job and he's doing my videos. I do enjoy editing. It just takes so bloody long. So I've got to employ a wrencher at some point to wrench on all this junk. That is another thing that takes ages, but I enjoy doing it as well, especially talking with you guys. Well, I enjoy doing it if it's something nice to wrench on like an X-Maxx. If it's something that's a battle, then yeah, I don't enjoy it that much. What time is it there? It is coming up to 2:30. All that off of there, bumper off of there. Benjamin says I'll be your wrencher. I think Vinny's going to be my wrencher. But I need to get a bigger shop first and have somewhere to put people. This shop's not big enough. I'm out of space in here. Alright, that out, that out. Oh, more screws. Where's the XO1 jump? It will happen at some point. Is your brother older than you? No, he's younger. My little brother. My little baby wee brother. Get that off of there. Get that out of there. Like that. Does that come off now? Nope. Oh, what's holding it on? Kev, would you come to USA? I want to get a house and some land and stuff in USA at some point, but I want to get myself sorted first in the UK and then get something sorted in the US later on. That's if all that Rona nonsense goes away. At the moment, you're not allowed to go to America if you haven't been jibbied. Come apart, is it? Do you find it crazy that you do this for a living? I'll do sometimes. Just doing your hobby and getting paid for doing it. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? Get to chat with all you amazing lot while I'm doing it. It's brilliant. This is fiddly. This is fiddly. Lucas says, what part of USA? Probably Florida. I'd want to go somewhere where there's not really any tyrants, and you guys in Florida seem to have a good governor. He's anti-tyrant. So I don't want to go anywhere where is a tyrant central. Oh, it's fiddly getting this out. What are the biggest pressures of being self-employed? None, really. People always ask me how I get motivated, but if you love what you do, you don't really need to get motivated. You just naturally want to do it. Traxxas factory visit. That would be pretty cool, but I think that where they make all the parts is probably in China, not in America. I know the headquarters are in America, but I'm pretty sure they don't make them there. Right, so that out of there. We've got to get the other one out. Oh yeah, look, there's the broken upper bulkhead. And you could leave it still works. But then you're probably going to take out more stuff. So it's better to fix stuff as you go along. Otherwise you're going to end up like a stamp which has got a big heap of junk and not worth fixing anymore. Mr. Mechanic says, I can't stand the humidity. Yeah, I know, but I'd rather have humidity than tyrants. I mean, California's nice, but it's just full of tyrants. New York's full of tyrants. It's just... if you don't go along with what they want to force on you, they try and make your life hell. So, I'm not interested in going anywhere like that. Well, I know you guys in Aussie got it really bad, and Canada got it really bad. So, you know, lovely places, but you've got awful governors. And it just makes me not want to go there. Moving to California, no way, dude, no way. I'd choose Texas or Florida. That's it. Stroker, Texas or Florida. That's where I'd want to go. But I still won't let you travel there if you've not been jibbied up. Right, should come apart now. Yes, right, that's off. Truck Frudo, that's it, Bashman. That is it, absolutely right. Right. Let's repair this bit first. So this is actually a common fault that happens to an X-Maxx, is that this screw pulls through on the tower, but it's an easy fix because all you need is a little washer, and you're good. So washers. So all we got to do is find a nice washer to go on there. And a slightly longer screw. Arizona isn't too bad except the heat, yes. Benjamin agrees. And I agree with Benjamin. Christopher said, I had no idea you were some libertarian. Oh, I'm just one for being free and being able to make up your own mind on stuff and not having stuff forced on you. I think everyone should have their right free will to choose what they want to do to themselves and how they want to live, as long as they're not affecting anyone else. And to force stuff onto people is just awful. I mean, if I had my way, I would imprison anyone that tries to force their stuff onto others. I think it's just awful. That's why I hate it when you get religious people that try and force their religion onto you. I mean, I respect people that have their religion. They can believe what they like, and I respect it. And I won't argue with them. You know, they can believe what they like. But when I put my foot down, it's going to try and force their beliefs and their way of life onto others. I'm completely against that. So, you know, freedom, people take it for granted until it's gone. You know, because everyone was born being relatively free. And, you know, when it's gone, it might be too late. You might not get it back, so you've got to fight for it. And people nowadays are too willingly just handing over their freedom like it's nothing. Willingly hand it over, willingly accepting all these jab passports. You know, imagine a world where you've got to have this passport to be allowed entry into somewhere. Like my sister, she's in Dubai and she needs some passport to show, some digital ID thing, just to be allowed onto a beach. I mean, how awful is that? You've got a beach, like a natural beach that anyone should be allowed to use and enjoy. Yet you've got some tyrant that forces stuff on you to be allowed to use it. It's disgusting. And I've got to get this cover off again. Oh. Oh, I've got to take the cover off. Oh, no. No, I'll take the cover off again. Do you watch any YouTube, says Bon? Yeah, I do watch YouTube. I'm going to take all these covers off again now. If I'd have known, I would have done the differential after. I've gone about it a bit backwards. It's not really often that I replace a upper bulkhead on its own. Alright, now it comes off. That would have been so much easier just to do that straight away, wouldn't it? Oh well. You learn something every day. Where is the gaming channel? Well, it was kind of like a lockdown thing, but because Boris, our Prime Minister, he said 2 weeks to flatten the curve. So we had 2 weeks of lockdown, then it was all back to normal. Right, is that in? Right, yeah, right, that's in. Right, new bulkhead. New bulkhead on. Right. New bulkhead in. And let's screw him down first so he's not going to go anywhere. What did you name the monster truck? I've given plenty of clues, but you're going to have to wait on that one. You doing gaming videos would be popular. The trouble is I don't really enjoy gaming that much. You know, every once in a blue moon I might have a go on Black Ops 3 on the PlayStation 3. But, you know, that might be like once, a couple of times a year maybe, if that. You know, I'll get bored of it so quick. My attention span when it comes to playing video games is not long at all. Get that on there. Gaming is overrated. Well, I know if people enjoy it and it's not too extreme, then fine. But I find it quite boring personally, and some people get so obsessed with it that they don't do anything else and they waste their whole life away. some people turn their gaming into like a YouTube channel. They do really well with it, and in that scenario, I would be fully down with it. But just to only game and waste all your life away just gaming, to me, is bad. Right. Actually, I was chatting nonsense a minute ago because this is the front diff, and it was the back diff that we done. Right, Paul B is going to get blocked. If there's any moderator there that wants to block Paul B, you can block him. You can be blocked away. Right. I'm missing screws, I think. Oh no, they're in there. Oh no, not missing screws. Right, we're good. Paul B, if you're gay, I've got nothing against it. Nothing wrong with that, if that's what you like. But don't put it onto others. If that's your preference, you do you. Do whatever makes you happy, but don't force it onto others. You know, I've got no issue with what anyone does really, as long as they don't affect other people by doing it. Fine, do what you like. Have whatever religion you want, have whatever sexual preference you want, do whatever the hell you want. As long as you don't force it onto others. That is where I draw my hard line. If you force your agenda, your stuff, your beliefs, your things onto others, I've got no interest in that. I'll just walk away. I was like, whatever, bye. You know, people try and do it in the RC community. If someone thinks like the Armo is like the best car ever, or the Co-Rally or whatever, and that's fine. They can agree. You know, they can have that as their favourite car. They can have that opinion, but they can't try and force that opinion onto others. That is where I put my foot down. When you see other people trying to force what they think is the best RC car onto others, they start arguing. No, X-Maxx is better. No, Armour's better. It's like, whatever, who cares? Get whichever one you enjoy, or get them both if you can. And then if your mate has a different car to you, great. It gives variety. I mean, it's a boring world if everyone has exactly the same thing. Surely it's better that different people like different stuff. You know, you can obviously you can talk about which you think is better and give valid opinions, but you get people to get really hostile and trying to force their belief onto others. It's got to go away. Co-Rally is not a sexual preference. X-Maxx is king. I agree with you, Nick. I fully agree. But I also respect the opinion of someone else that thinks another one's better. That is what life's all about. We can all have our opinions, but we can't force them onto others. I don't mind talking about opinions. You know, if someone's got a different opinion to me, I don't mind talking about it. But if it starts trying to bully you into like following their opinion, or trying to pressure you into it, or trying to belittle you for having a different opinion, that's where I draw my line. Not interested. Do one. Bye. Oh, Tony just found a love for Tamiya. Yeah, Tamiya's are a funny one. I mean, they are really cool, but they're a bit crap. They've definitely got that nostalgia to them. That's it. Bushman. Opinions are like poop holes. Everyone's got one, and they all stink. Yeah, the other thing that is really annoys me, and I've got to walk away, It's when someone's got an opinion and they think that it's fact. And they talk about their opinion as though it's fact. And it's like, no, dude, it's not fact. It's just your opinion. And, you know, his opinion hasn't got any more value than my opinion at all. I could be wrong. He could be wrong. The truth could be somewhere in the middle, maybe. But you've got to remember, that's all it is. Opinion. That is it. There's no value to it at all. Other than to yourself. There's no value to anybody else. Oh, Tony's got local rally track. Wicked. I do love my Tamiya's, but definitely not a basher. Ever mess with construction RCs? I haven't actually, but they don't interest me really. I mean, never say never. I never thought I'd like crawlers, and I got myself a TRX4 as the first crawler, and then kind of got hooked on them. And at the moment, I'm not doing much crawling, but I still love them. I just haven't done any for a while. Kevin Talbot, spiritual guru. No, don't be silly. Kev, what do you think of M2C stuff? Absolutely epic. I mean, most of the stuff that they make, well, that I've tried, brilliant. I've had a few M2C bits fail, but nothing is indestructible. Everything can break when you push it to its limits. Nothing will last forever. Even on a real monster truck, you need every single spare part. Every single part can break. Nothing's indestructible, but putting the M2C stuff on there does, especially on the armours, adds so much durability. On the X-Maxx, I've not had it long enough yet to know. My gut feeling so far is if you want to put a big motor in and you're not using the stock motor mount and you've got a metal motor mount, you're taking away flexibility. So in that scenario, I would say the M2C stuff does give it some strength. But I still reckon just an almost stock X-Maxx, you can't really beat it. It's lightweight, it's flexible. Steven says, I thought you were moving. Well, I will be moving. Well, I'll say moving, but I'm going to keep this shop. I mean, it's not really worth getting rid of it, really. But I want to move all the stuff in here, or most of this stuff in here, into like a new premises, a bigger one. But, you know, it's always handy having a workshop like this. There's not really any need to get rid of it. But I want to really have a big workshop on my own land. House, land, shop, all on the same plot of land. So that's what I'm hunting for at the moment. But the trouble is, what I'm after is so expensive, it's a bit out of my price range. I don't really want a mortgage, really. I mean, mortgage is good, obviously, to get your house if you can't afford it, but the trouble is, if for whatever reason the income dries up or they put interest rates up crazy high or whatever else might happen, I don't know. It might make it unaffordable, mightn't it? It might, you just don't know. I always like owning stuff because then no one can take it away. It's yours. You've paid for it. It's all yours. Yeah, I will have to get a mortgage on the house, but I don't want to go too mad and get a crazy mortgage with like 20 grand a month bloody repayment or something like that. Right, how's that going there? I'll come out of there, so I should go back in. Most mortgages are fixed rates. They're only fixed for a few years, not for long. I think in America you can get the rate fixed for a lot longer. In the UK, not so long. I don't know, it's a tough one with a mortgage. I mean, with inflation, what's going on at the minute, inflation is crazy high. So in a scenario where inflation is crazy high, it could actually work in your benefit because you could, say for example, hyperinflation kicks in and a loaf of bread costs $1 million. And don't say it won't happen, because it can happen. It happened in Germany. People were literally taking wheelbarrows full of money, and it cost $1 million for a loaf of bread. And prices were doubling every... Well, at its peak, prices were doubling multiple times a day. And that's... When you've got fiat currency, which is what we're all using, fiat currency is something that hasn't actually got any real value. It's just a made-up digit. They can print as much of it as they like with no limits. And it makes inflation, basically. But if you bought a house, say, for, say, $500,000, and then hyperinflation kicks in and a loaf of bread costs, say, $1 million, you're going to be earning like multiple millions every day, then that means you can pay your house off with like a few hours work. So it could work out in your favour, but you just don't know. Or it could go the other way. You could get a bail-in and the bank take all your money. They could maybe crash the currency maybe, and then the money that you've got is worthless, and then you can't even pay it off at all. So, you know, nowadays, you don't know what the hell's going on. But, you know, I think it's safest to actually own it as yours. I think it's probably the safest way to go, if you can. Favourite replacement aftermarket company? Well, M2C, Scorched, RPM. There's a few of them out there. Customise the upgrades. Oh, we got a leftover screw. Where did that come from? Where did that come from? Huh? Got a screw here. I don't know where it's from. We'll find it in a minute. You could get 10-year fixed rate, says Nick. Yeah, you can. The other thing is as well, if you get a mortgage, you know, saying you can comfortably afford it now, you never really know what your earnings are going to be in the future. And saying they're like significantly less, then you might not be able to afford your mortgage anymore. Then you lose your house. So yeah, I will get a mortgage, but I want to minimise it, how much I borrow, really, and pay it off as quick as possible. Right, that in there. Are you earning money from the RC hobby or spending more? Oh no, definitely earning more than I'm spending on it, dude. Where does that screw come from? Oh, hold on. Before we get that back in, I forgot to do these screws up. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, no, we can still get to them. How long till the monster truck gets it? Well, I'm doing my first test drive in it with the big wheels on in the next few days. That's only really doing my safety training and all that stuff. So it's definitely not going to get it there. I've got a show in Santa Pod, UK Monster Truck Nationals. But I'm not going to be just destroying it in that one. I mean, it will get it at some point, but no plan yet when. If I do Monster Jam with it, it's definitely going to get it. All depends how much you get paid on the shows as well, doesn't it? If you don't get paid much, you can't really destroy the whole thing. You could easily cause 50 grand's worth of damage. So if the shows pay, you can do it. If they don't, then you can't. Right, where's this screw come from? Someone help me out. Can't see any missing screws anywhere. I mean, back bumper's got to go back on again, but the screws for that are there. That's the shorter screw. Oh yeah, it was as well. Ooh, well done. That's the short screw that come out the shock tower. Forgot about that. Well done. Throttle response on the monster truck is amazing. Oh, no, man. It's nothing like it. It even makes the Lambo throttle response seem lazy. It could have got you lot, eh? Could have got you lot. Boom! That is one healthy-ish X-Maxx apart from this. But this hasn't actually affected the operation of it. It's still actually working perfectly fine, even with that. Like that. But I've got a heavy-duty one coming. But for now, that'll do. I haven't got that yet. Wheel-wise, these are blown out, so I can't put them back on. But I've got to order some more. But for now, I do have, because I've got these M2C extenders on there with a bigger wheel nut mechanism. I can't get standard X-Maxx wheels on it anymore. But I've got these boots, Copperhead 2s, that are from the Creighton EXB. So for now they can go on there. But I do much prefer the old backflips. Backflip tyres, I really rate them. Really like them. I like them on the 10 scales, 8 scales, and on these bigger ones. How is Boris doing? Boris Johnson? I don't know. I mean, he's a tyrant as well, but he's not the worst one out there. There's a lot worse. He's probably one of the better of the tyrants, if you can say that. I do like abusing their power sometimes. And the thing is, what gets me, here in the UK, they're all moaning about this party gate, because when we had lockdown, when we had the old lockdown going on, Boris went out with his friends and kept having parties. And everyone's angry that they all locked down, they all behaved, whilst the one making the rules was going out having parties. But I think people are not getting the picture. I mean, what people should actually be angry about is that he lied to us. I mean, if you think, he's got access to the world's best advisors with health advisors. He's writing, you know, he's got access to all that lot. If the old owner was as bad as he was making out it was, surely he would be worried for his own safety and his family's safety, wouldn't he? Why would he be out partying like there's nothing there? But no muzzle, no distancing, all his friends were around. Couldn't care less. What does that tell you? I mean, obviously he knows that there was nothing to worry about. That is peak. The owner was only like, I think number 25 of things most likely to die from. So, you know, if people are going to be worried about number 25 thing most likely to die from, why are they not worried about number 23 and 22? All the way up to number 1. No one's worried about them. There's no big fuss. Right, that is that done. It doesn't look as good on them tyres though, look. Nah, I mean, that'll do for now, but I definitely want to get myself another set of these back flips. And we'll get them back on there. Right, guys, I am done. I'm waffled out. Thank you guys all for being here, giving me company while I'm wrenching away. Listening to me waffling on. Where's the JLB cheetah? That is upstairs. See you later, Dan. Thanks for moderating. Thank you to the other moderators as well. We've got a good bunch in here. Not too many people being naughty. If there's people that are rude, they normally get blocked. I want to try and keep this community as nice as possible, as friendly as possible, where anyone can talk about anything you want, really, but be nice to each other. So if anyone gets nasty, swearing, things like that, being toxic, trying to make other people feel bad, then those sort of people get blocked. We don't want any of that on this channel. We try and keep the community as nice as possible. Good to, you know, if kids can jump on as well and not see any nasty language. How do you clean sand off your RC cars, Kev? Well, Mr. Wilson, I'll get my jet wash and blast it off and then get the leaf blower. But it's not good for your bearings if you do that. Parmada says, supercharge the Lambo. I'm really tempted, but I'm also really tempted to turbo it. So, turbo, more power, but it doesn't sound as good. More bashing. Yes, we've got more bashing coming up, dude. Don't you worry about that. Bye, Jake. Spencer's twin turbos. It is tempting, dude. Hope to see you in Florida soon. Yes, dude. Hopefully at some point. When all the tyrant rules go away, hopefully. Will you let Stempy drive the monster? Probably not. James says turbo more than supercharger 100%. Well, no, it's different. I mean, if you look at some of the world's fastest, most powerful cars, they're supercharged. What's the fastest car that can go down the quarter mile? The fastest car going is a Top Fuel dragster, supercharged. What's the fastest street car? Dodge Demon, supercharged. So, you know, a lot of the turbo fanboys think the turbos is the best thing ever. But it depends what application you want. So it's different. You know, if you've got a small engine, turbos are normally better. If you've got big, powerful engines, and superchargers can be better. You know, with turbos, you've got lag. You haven't got any of that with the superchargers. Superchargers, you've got reliability. You've got cleaner install. All got pros and cons. So, yeah, in some scenarios, turbo is better. In some scenarios, supercharger's better. If you put superchargers on the monster truck, for example, it would suck. It'd be so much lag, the throttle response would be awful. It would just suck. It would be awful. Tesla more than Dodge Demon. Don't know about that, dude. Sometimes, not always. I mean, those big electric cars, they tend to run out of puff once they get up to speed. Right, guys, a lot of the same questions coming in again now, so thanks for being with me, giving me company while I'm fixing all my junk. So I will see you guys in another live or another video very soon. So take it easy, guys. Over and out.